Okay, hello D&D fans, and welcome to episode 7 of Holy Rollers, a 4.5 cleric D&D campaign where each of the characters can channel divinity, and hygiene varies by character from gully dwarf to runway model, depending on the character. So we have a lot to share with you tonight, but before we do that, we want to pay homage to our beloved Stan Lee, who passed away this week. Big time loss. Anybody want to say anything about or to Stan Lee?
Not anything particular, just that like the 80s, 90s X-Men cartoons were basically my childhood. So this was in the heart. This one hurt.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Stan Lee was kind of like the godfather, right? Of a lot of different genres, right? And so I'm just grateful that I've got my guy right here. Got my Wolverine here. I got my shirt on for Stan Lee. A lot of my nerddom is thanks to Stan Lee. So I just, it's not surprising he was pretty old, but
he had a good run.
He had a good run, a good life, and he leaves a good legacy. So what more can you ask for?
Well, and let's be honest. I mean, the man was in his 90s. It's not like this was a shocking surprise, but
it still breaks your heart a little bit,
It does, and it doesn't matter. Like, I knew it was coming, and still they announced it. And I'm like, no, they didn't do everything they could have. I'm like, it's just.
But to go in your 90s and be able to see, he was able to see the fruits of his labor later on in his life. These movies that are making millions and billions of dollars, and just the legacy. Not a lot of people get to leave that behind. So good on him, and we'll miss him.
Yes, so Stan Lee, we salute you this evening. We dedicate this game to your memory, and thank you for contributing to all of our lives in our childhood and to the mythology of fantasy as a whole. So we salute you. Okay, all right, let us launch in then to a bit of lore. If you've been watching Holy Rollers, you know by now that in the Adari Republic, the setting where we begin our campaign, there are two powerful entities that govern the theocracy. The Knightly Orders and the Church of Bestera, goddess of protection and healing. There are chapels and chapter houses in every town of the Republic. The Knightly Orders evolved from the time of the Jeshanese occupation, when the samurai ruled the Republic with a tyrannical iron fist. Although the Adar rejected the Western invaders' rule, they found nobility in having a code of honor for warriors. The Adari Republic boasts no fewer than 15 Knightly Orders, such as the Just Blades, who serve as the peacekeeping force in cities, or the Order of St. Bethania, who are famed witch hunters and monster killers, like Gizik. Lachlan, our party's Bardadin, dreams of joining the Heart Warders, an order of paladins who serve Sindel and seek to preserve beautiful places and the love in people's hearts towards one another. Every family dreams of having one of their children accepted into the Knightly Orders, and anyone who has been knighted has the potential to be elected as Knight Lord of one of the towns, or greater still, as Tri-Lord of one of the 3 states. Jesse, was that your hand up I saw?
No, I was just adjusting my mic. We're all,
right.
my ear thingamabox. Okay. We're good, sorry.
Want to make sure if anybody had something to kick in, they could. Okay.
Nope, you're all good.
Alrighty, so let's have a little recap of our last time on Holy Rollers. The party convinced Sir Wendell Pembleton, incompetent knight of the Just Blades, that it would be counterproductive to attempt to arrest them. On their advice, Sir Wendell headed towards the town of Hollydale to make contact with Irma Darkanel, a member of the town council, whom they hope will give the lad a nice cup of tea and a few light slaps. Having made the determination to head to Winterrun to report the death of Hollydale's priest to their church, the party headed down the caravan way. En route, they took the opportunity to get to know one another, to mock one another, and ask deeply probing questions, some of which actually got answered. As the night drew near and storm clouds gathered in, a thick mist rose up and threatened to separate the party, after which they heard the sound of a violin. This sounded loudly in the mind of Lachlan and led them to the encampment of the Vitraska Vistani task. After Lachlan engaged a Vistana named Rowena in a musical violin duel, the party won the right to a cartomancy reading from Madame Iovanna, who warned the party that the faith of man had established itself in Winterrun and had brought division and corruption to that bustling town. So, if you would like to reread the fortunes that were told, they are in our subreddit. So feel free to go ahead and look them. Yes, thank you to Erin, Jeff's wife, for uploading those. and giving everyone access to them. Gizik will
Yay,
be
Mrs. Gizik. Woo!
I love that.
Okay. And I'm sure that when she watches this, she will have no objections to that title.
Loves Gizik.
She does, I'm sure.
And
We also want to mention, yes, well...
He's like a big, lovable, furry teddy bear.
Right.
Well,
And needs a bath.
we know Anduriel loves him because he let him hug him and he didn't bite him or anything. So
That's basically love.
Well,
Yeah.
on the bath front, I have a couple of ideas that don't involve actual bathing.
yeah, there you go. So also before we get started, we want to make sure that we mention our Holy Rollers giveaway. John Gaitan from JBG Garage Crafts is doing a giveaway with us as soon as we get to 30 subscribers on YouTube, or as soon as we get to 50 subscribers on YouTube, or 50 subscribers on the subreddit. John Gaitan is going to make one of these lovely dice vaults for you. Does not have to have the Holy Rollers logo on it. I know you love us, but you might have something else that you love more to go on the front. And
How dare
so,
you?
yes, exactly. So, but anyway, so subscribe, tweet out or retweet our announcements and help us get people subscribed onto the subreddit and onto our YouTube channel, which is Sage of Sorcery Productions. If you search Sage of Sorcery Productions, it'll come up. It's the first thing that comes up on YouTube. The more subscribers we get, the closer we can get to give this away. We'd love to see that happen. So, anyway, without further ado, it's time to play some D&D.
Yay.
All right.
I suppose.
Well,
Don't be
we're
too
all-
enthused.
We're all on Twitch anyway. We might as well while we're here.
While we're here.
Okay,
Oh,
while we're here. Okay, so you guys had a very interesting evening of carousing and chatting it up with the Vistani and whatnot. And it was a very fruitful conversation with Madame Vitraska, Yovana Vitraska, who went to bed shortly thereafter. She had a small message for Anduriel, a small message for Caitlin, and then she went on her way.
Excuse me?
Yes.
I have seen Caitlin on the subreddit a little bit.
Yes.
Have you really?
Yeah, she's been on there. Definitely.
I've seen at least one person spell it that way.
Yeah, so you'll forgive us for that one.
I shall.
Yeah, and if not, then we'll strike back at you in small passive ways.
Says the DM who runs everything. Like,
yes.
oh, suddenly Kaylin comes down with death.
Yeah.
The Black Plague. The end.
Okay. The end. All right. So we are still in the Vistani encampment, and it is very calm, quiet, peaceful. Everybody fell asleep, including Anduriel, who normally doesn't sleep at night, I would imagine, very much. Yeah. So that being the case, we wake up the next morning, and it was a wonderful, wonderful, completely rejuvenating night of sleep for everybody. There were no nightmares for anyone in that evening.
Punched the mic, sorry.
So everyone slept like a log, and Anduriel, you are surprised to find yourself waking up. Lachlan, you're surprised to find yourself waking up alone. It's a very, it's a very interesting.
We're all
time.
a little surprised about that one.
Yeah, yeah. So if Lachlan tried to engage any of the Vistani in any nighttime extracurricular activities, it didn't really work out.
What a scam.
Yeah. Could you remind us about how old is Rowena?
Rowena, she is probably in her mid-20s to your appearance. Early 20s, mid-20s. She's certainly not over 25.
Still, that's a little older than I was thinking. The, up and coming trainee.
Ronnie?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she, anyway, now when you wake up also, you wake up to the sound of the Vistani wagons rolling off into the mist. So you wake up and you can see the Vistani wagons are actually rolling into the mist.
So we're just like laying there in the middle of nowhere and they've already like pieced out.
You might have been laying up on a wagon and somebody was like, hold him there. And the wagon goes and they dropped you. And you're like, so.
Yeah, and I'm awake now.
And you're awake. And the Vistani wagons are rolling away. The embers of the fire in your fire, in the campfire, are all dying out. And you see the wagons roll off into the mist, and the mist is still kind of rolling around. As you kind of rouse yourselves up and wake up and check your things to make sure nothing was stolen and all of the above, you see that the mist begins dissipating, and it takes the Vistani with it. And you look, and you see that this encampment wasn't more than maybe 100 yards away from the road the entire time, provided that that's where the encampment actually was. So, which is always a question, given that the Vistani are able to travel in the way that they travel through the mists.
So we at least know that the mists were no more than 100 meters off the road.
That is what you know. As to whether or not the encampment was actually there about 100 yards away from the road, you're not really sure. But nevertheless, there is where you are.
It was a good evening either way.
In numerous ways. All right.
I feel like Kaylin just gets up and she's like, you know how when you sit up but you're resting on your hands and she's watching the wagons go and she goes, well, they're not much for goodbyes, are they?
Any response to her, or?
I figured Lachlan was going to say, that's usually me. But, and Duriel just sort of comments, I can respect that. That's how I would do it.
She just mutters, of course you would.
That's how you have done it.
Why waste words on goodbyes? Let's be about our business.
Polite.
Okay. All right. So, anybody want to say anything or do anything before we head off down the road?
Are there corpses to plunder? I don't know.
Not around here.
Left one behind.
We could make some real quick.
We could turn around and walk back down the road. Those
Yeah.
corpses are probably still there.
All right.
No, I don't think-
Who is trained in knowledge nature?
I know I'm nature. Let me check knowledge. Would that be... Wait. I don't have knowledge on my list. I have nature.
Yeah, nature. It's knowledge nature. Nature.
Oh, okay. Okay. That
All
would
right.
be me.
Nice to mislead you.
Should I roll for something vital?
Just make a nature check. Everybody who's been trained in the skill.
21.
Okay. Anyone else?
3.
I'm not.
I haven't been trained. I was just rolling to roll.
Okay. All right. So we all, the party heads back to the main road, the caravan way. And Kaylin, you notice that this is not the section of the road where you went away from the road. Like none of it looks familiar to you. And you look up and you look around and you look down and you look at the embankment on the side and you don't recognize any of it. The surrounding countryside is definitely different to you. So from that, you are able to ascertain that there was some very strange manipulation of space-time while you were in the mists. You are still on the caravan way. The road still looks the same to you. But that being said, you don't know quite how far you've gone or in what direction.
She's just going to look around at the other guys and go, lads, I'm not entirely sure where we are. We're not where we were.
We're on the road.
Well, it's better than the mist, I suppose. But that doesn't really tell us too much.
Yeah, that's true.
You do know what direction to go in, however, because you know where the sun's rising.
If we can, yeah, that's kind of what Andrea was going to be like. We don't know exactly where we are on a map, but we know where the sun is coming up. We know the direction we're supposed to be traveling. Let's get on the road.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Everybody follow him?
Yep. Where the
All right.
hell else are we going to go?
So we think we're still on the
don't know.
same side of Winter Run. If we continue that direction, we'll still get to town.
In theory, yeah. Very
That's
good.
not
We're
scary.
Put us on
not
the
going to
other side
find
of
town
town.
sitting around, so we may as well get
True.
moving in the direction.
All right. So you travel for the better part of a day, and you arrive in Winter Run in the evening, and you realize that it has taken you, the journey to Winter Run is supposed to take in the neighborhood of 5 days. And you realize when you come up upon the town that several of you have traveled to before, that Winter Run should have taken you 5 days, and it's only taken you 2 to get there.
Holy crap.
You made really good time, or either that or Madame Iovana pulled the gypsy switch or something. So it was interesting, but everybody takes note of it. You're like, yeah, this is Winter Run, but now.
Well, I don't know what she did, but I like it. I had to vote for it.
Okay. All right, now some things about Winter Run, just to remind you, things that all of you would know. Winter Run is the northernmost point of the Adari Republic, and it's called Winter Run because this town is the very last town that people stop at before they make the run to Aquanosha, or even further north to Halter's Mill or Dover, which are different city-states entirely, all three of them. So Winter Run, whereas Hollydale was a town of several hundred, Winter Run is a town of several thousand people.
Okay.
Certainly doesn't qualify as a city, but there are probably 2,000 to 3,000 people making up Winter Run. Winter Run is a bustling town that sees a lot of traffic coming in from all different parts of the Republic. And so there's a lot of trade that comes through Winter Run too, and a lot of industry. A lot of different sections. So you know this about the town. It is also a walled town, and you approach the wall of the town and the gate, and it is about probably take about 8 o'clock at night as you approach.
Okay.
Is there a city guard out by the gate?
There's actually a guard tower with 2 turrets on either side of the city gate. There's a very large wooden paneled gate that obviously opens outward into 2 doors. And there are 2 torches burning up on either guard tower up there. And you see there are 2 guards up there stationed on there, and a few guards stationed along the walls. These are members of the Just Blades. So these are all knights that you are looking at.
Aren't those like the bunch of people we just killed a whole bunch of?
You didn't kill any of the...
Oh no, the Red Caps did, didn't they?
Yeah, the Red Caps killed them. We
got vengeance.
Yes, you talked one of the
because
Just
that's
Blade.
why we killed them.
Yes. Yes.
That is the story, and we are sticking to it.
It had nothing to do with rifling through their pockets. So
vengeance is mine.
I want to stand in the back of the group.
Okay.
Well, how high is the wall?
How high is the wall?
Yeah.
The wall is very high. It's probably you're figuring about 10 squares up, so it's about 50 feet-ish, somewhere around there.
Wow, that was even taller than I thought.
Yeah, it's quite tall. Winter Run is a heavily fortified town, and it has to be because it's on the edge of the Adari Republic, in which case it does see the occasional skirmish of goblins or things like that. Also, raiders from Arcantor occasionally come down and raid.
Thought you were going to say Raiders of the Ark for a hot second.
Not quite. No, they're not. Nobody that cool comes to visit. That's
Well, I always... And Duriel always likes to enter cities very surreptitiously. Scaling walls usually isn't that, those aren't that high. So I'm wondering what type of checks we'd have to roll for Gizik to, for me to kind of run and have Gizik do the old put your foot here and toss, and then I acrobatic over the wall.
50 feet into the air?
Yeah.
You've never yet managed to jump 50 feet into the air without magic. So
that's why I have Gizik.
Such show-offs.
Now, if you would like Gizik to make a strength check, I would love to roleplay your character slamming into the side of the wall. If you are open to that, this could be are you sure? Because
I mean, I'm down for. Well, what does the roll have to be? That's what I'm asking. What kind of checks do we got to get? Acrobatics check and then his strength check.
You would need to make an acrobatics check of epic proportions, or an athletics check. So let's go ahead and look up what this looks like.
All right, well, we're
trying to throw a wrench into work so early on,
and that's okay.
Hers,
because this has the potential to be very fun.
And ask Gizik a question.
Absolutely.
So she's gonna fall back, and she kind of notices that Gizik is at the back of the line, and she just goes, "Are you okay? Do you do okay in towns? Do they not like you?"
No, they don't like me.
It'll be all right.
They usually try and chase me away. I like to sneak in at night.
We won't let him. It'll be okay.
You can put my sack over your head.
No.
Stick it over your own head.
Sort of pretty magic.
I don't want to wear a
you
sack.
can give him a disguise.
It'll be itchy.
Okay,
it's clean.
So This is how
Not
jumping
helping.
this is how jumping works in 4th edition. You make an athletics check. I will let you substitute your acrobatics, and you divide your check result by 10. That is the number of feet that you can jump up.
Feet, not squares.
Feet.
So if it's 50 feet,
Please roll.
that's impossible. It's impossible.
It is impossible. You are.
Can you get a 500 on a die 20?
How many die 20 can I roll?
No.
I will let you roll every die 20 you have, and we'll divide by 10.
I'll get so close and then. All right, never mind.
All right.
So is Lachlan holding the bag out to Gizik? Are you offering it? Like,
I'd have to take some stuff out of it, but he will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never mind then.
Now, it is possible to do something like that with magic. There are any number of spells and abilities that will allow you. There are also some powers that you can take later on that will allow you to spider climb, and you can just go up right up the wall. So,
I need the magic power of rope.
Or a portable hole.
Or a portable hole. Okay.
I have a rope.
Okay, Lachlan. While these two contemplate the possibilities of performing epic feats, he's like, "Where's the gate?" Or a door.
Why would we want to go the easy way?
What makes you think the gate's the easy way?
If you follow the road, it leads you straight up to the caravan way to the gate. So,
okay.
Enough of this.
Lachlan's
Let's go
going
in
there.
the gate. Yeah, let's
You're
go.
the one who started it.
okay.
Oh yes, I'm aware.
Okay. All right. So you come up to the gate, and before anybody can really say anything, one of the guards yells down before you've even gotten very close. "Welcome to Winter Run, strangers. I am Sir Eldon. Wish you were visiting during better times, but you might want to make your stay as short as possible. Please declare your business." And he says this as though he said it like 100 times before.
What's the name of the dude we're here to meet? I totally forgot.
You don't know. You're just
we
here
don't
to
know?
visit. You're here to visit the Chapel of Bestera and report to them the vacancy and the death in the Chapel of Hollydale.
All right, who's got the highest charisma? Because I know it isn't me.
I let Lachlan do the talking.
Good night. We
Good call.
come from Hollydale, where there is trouble.
Hollydale, my friend.
What did I say?
You said Hollydale, which is, I mean, it's a small distinction. It's
Pretty
a dell versus a dale. It's just a small thing. The people they're very touchy.
Whatever. The next town over,
We're from Hollywood. Yeah.
Scandal, an outrage.
where a villain has slain the priest of that town. We need to report to the church.
All right. There is some murmuring upstairs. I want everyone to make a perception check.
Remind me how I do that, because I forgot again.
You are trained in perception, Kaylin. Make a roll of the die 20 and add 7.
Thank you.
Divide by 10.
20.
9.
22.
Oh God.
Kaylin, Lachlan.
I got a
15.
9
All right.
total.
Kaylin and Lachlan, you hear nothing. And Duriel and Gizik, you who are both perhaps a little supernaturally inclined in terms of your perception skill, both pick up that somebody on top of the gate, when Lachlan says we're here to report that a villain has slain the priest or whatnot, one of the guards up there says, villains and the priests seem to be going hand in hand these days. And the other guard goes, shh. Okay. And the guard who spoke initially yells down, he says, if you're here to meet with the priests, you might want to reconsider and turn back to Hollydale or head on to St. Marcus or another one of the towns. The temple has seen trouble of these last few days, and he says, I highly doubt that Hope Master Andante is going to be available for you to speak with him.
We're pretty good at dealing with trouble. May we be of assistance? We were in Hollydale.
Caitlin's just making faces at you going, what are you doing?
I just want to say Anduriel kind of communicates through that telepathic way with Lachlan. He hates doing it, but he kind of communicates these men have no love for the priests.
Okay. All right. So Lachlan, you said what again? I'm sorry.
So, can we be of assistance? We were in Hollydale, and we were able to reconsecrate the church there, and evict some imposters.
Okay. You say reconsecrate, and he says, reconsecrate. Are you priests then?
Yes, but not of Bestera.
Of what religion are you priests?
And then all four of us just go at the same time, and they're all different.
Endel, goddess of love.
You're all priests of the love goddess?
No.
No.
Just him. Just him.
Just hear Kaylin growling in the background, like not.
Pay no attention to the man behind me.
Man.
I'm a priest of Sigrund, the horrible and powerful.
Okay. You say man, and the guy goes, man, I thought that was your horse.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Kaylin's just like, I'm not with him. I worked for Vahara.
Okay. All right. So there is a bit of conversation up there. And he says, well, mayhap it would be good to have priests of other faiths in town these days. I can't really say, but it might be in your best interest to turn back, priests. I'm not sure that you want to get tangled up with what's going on here. So I will tell you, as your dungeon master, that you get the idea. Well, let's have you make an insight check. See what you're able to pick up on.
Because I did so well last time. Thanks for that.
No problem. By the way, Kaylin's accent is starting to it's tagging on me.
24.
13.
23.
27.
Okay, Lachlan and Gizik and Kaylin, you guys pick up on the fact that this guy seems to really want your help. And Duriel, you think he's just being annoying and you want to bite him. But
Kaylin tells he wants to bite him.
You can tell. Can Kaylin tell that he wants to? I don't know. That's up to you. Are you making a bluff check, Duriel, or are you not even bothering to hide it?
No.
Or
no
do
reason to hide it.
you say something out loud like, be positive? Like,
Well, when he was asking about who we worship, I was like, keep standing us outside this gate and you'll see who I worship.
oh.
Like, we haven't even gotten through the gate.
But I didn't say it because I knew.
Okay. So basically,
but can she tell that he's irritated, or do I need to roll?
No, I don't think he's hiding it. He said,
No,
but I will tell you this: as your DM, I will tell the three of you that you can tell he seems like he wants your help, but he seems like maybe he's afraid of asking for it. Like maybe he shouldn't be asking someone who's not of the Besteran faith for help. But you said you're priests, and he thinks it's a good idea. A persuasion check might get this guy to easily open the gate.
Good sir.
Should
We
I
may
try?
not be priests of Bestera, but we are familiar with her teachings, and they align very closely with our own faith. Please let us help you.
All right, make a persuasion check, my friend.
23.
Very well
23. Okay, quite easily. All right, he says, well, I wish you luck then. There's ever so much to be made right in this town. If it weren't for the faith of man, I'm afraid we would have dissolved into anarchy long ago. He says, open the gate, and the gate opens up, and you are admitted to the town of Winter Run.
And you literally hear Kaylin say, oh, gods. That's the faith of man.
Okay. Yeah, they mentioned. So, alrighty. You are in the town of Winter Run. Now, where would it be your intention to head first? Kaylin, you had mentioned an inn, but you also...
I have a question.
Fire away.
Because they traveled for 2 days, yes?
Yes, total.
So they've been living on rations, I'm
Yes.
assuming?
Yeah, not even your own rations, but yes.
Exactly. She wants a hot meal, so she's going to go for the inn first.
Okay, is that...
Plus, you know, she didn't do that the last time, but look what happened. She's a
Well,
little...
don't tell me, dear. Tell your party.
All right. So she's going to look at them and go, I'm not going towards the church yet. We all know what happened last time. I'm going to get a bite to eat.
Lachlan says the inn sounds like a good idea. We can get the pulse of the town before we start exploring. because he just mentioned the faith of man, and if they're liking those creeps, then we got our work cut out for us.
Do we want to get room and board while we're there as well?
Who's got coin for that?
I do.
I don't.
I have potions.
You lying sack of luxury.
Can she run a check on him?
Absolutely.
What kind of check am I running?
You want to use an insight check. You are not trained in insight, Kaylin, but you can make one untrained.
Shocker.
You'll get a +2 to the roll. So roll your
by 20. You better hope I roll a 1. Oh, I rolled a natural 20.
Mine bounced.
All right, roll again. Maybe she'll get a 20. Big money.
No, I got a 19.
All right. Unfortunately,
So close.
Unfortunately, you believe Lachlan that he has not a coin to spare. So,
Well, Anduriel's not buying it. I'm going to actually do an intimidate check. I'm just going to say, Bard, be very careful who you lie to in this group. And that's what I'm going to say.
Oh. Oh, that's not good.
what was that, JT?
That's not good.
What did you roll, JT?
It's a 26.
Oh.
It's a 26. All right. Intimidate checks against other characters are to be determined by the character. But if somebody rolls an intimidate check, I will make you roll a bluff check if you try to hide your reaction. So, Lachlan, is Lachlan slightly unnerved by this? 19-year-old Lachlan?
Oh, he's unnerved, but he's going to try and hide it.
All right. Try to bluff.
I got a 21.
All right. Insight checks if you would like to see if Lachlan was rattled by this.
19.
Anyone else?
I'll try. She won't get good, but I'll try.
Go for it. You have a +2. 13.
Oh,
And
wait. 21.
21? What happened to 13?
Yeah.
Snap.
I read it wrong. It was a 19.
It's a
All
lot
right.
better
Let's
than my
do.
6.
So, Lachlan, what do you try to put forward?
Not like smugness or anything, just a sort of a almost like you're funny.
Like,
And Kaylin
You're
can
funny.
see this.
You're so funny, Anduriel.
Oh, you joker. Yeah.
it's so funny when he threatens to tear your throat out. That's not okay. All right, Kaylin, you don't pick up on it, unfortunately.
Damn.
But and wait, Kaylin, did you say 21 or did Anduriel?
Yeah, 21.
All right, Kaylin, you pick up on the fact that Lachlan was trying to hide it, but he went like he swallowed in the middle of it, and to Anduriel, he was like, so anyway, Lachlan, however, my friends, he is carrying extra coins, so it's up to you to determine whether or not you will spend that out. Kaylin, however, you did just advertise and say you had coin. So
Yeah.
I don't
How
plan
much
on
is it gonna
I don't
cost
plan
for
on
us?
paying. I plan on going there and offering my services as a bard for entertainment and get room and board for all of us.
which is not a bad plan.
Yeah.
Oh, do you say
Kaylin
that,
was not
Lachlan,
used
to
to that
everyone?
at all.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because
It's
we don't
like,
need
of
we don't
course.
need coin. All I need is a lute and a stage. Even a table will work. So we got this.
All right, well, if that fails, you'll have my coin as backup then.
Okay. There are 2 inns that you can head to. You are familiar with this, Kaylin, because you actually passed through Winter Run on your way to Hollydale. So you actually know already. You're not hugely familiar with the town, but you do know that there are 2 inns. One
Does
of them
she
is
know which one makes better tea?
that would be the Rose Garden Tavern.
Sweet.
So yes, if you would like to head to the Rose Garden Tavern, that's run by the widow Madame Dimitri. So if you want to head off to that inn, you can recommend it to your friends. Lachlan, do you think you've been to Winter Run?
Doubtful.
Doubtful. Never this far north. Okay.
No.
And Duriel, most likely you're much older than everybody else. It's unlikely you've never been here.
All right.
Giznik, it's unlikely you've crossed the street. So
Right. I'm sure I've been in the area,
Oregon.
but never on this side of the walls.
good point. Okay. So there's the Rose Garden Tavern, and then there's the Silver Sword Inn. It's up to you, but the Rose Garden Tavern is going to have much better tea.
Kaylin's like, I've been to the Rose Garden Tavern before. That's where I'd head if I were you, but
Which place has the roughest or most streetwise looking patrons?
You don't have huge streetwise looking patrons in Winter Run. The Adari Republic tends to not allow establishments like that to stick around for very long. So if you want to open up a ruckus bar, the church and the knights are going to lean on you until, look, it's on fire. No, or something. Or they're going to very gently suggest that maybe you turn your rough and tumble into a playground for children.
Can Kaylin just randomly squeak whenever she overhears the word fire? Because now she's like traumatized.
Absolutely, out of character or not. All right, so Kaylin, are you all going to head with Kaylin, or are you going to want to head to the other end?
Andrew just kind of pipes in. Any tavern in this town is the same. We may as well go to the one the girl wants.
Aww.
She just kind of rolls her eyes and goes, I know, everything's disappointing to you. And just saunters off.
Okay, so you head off to the Rose Garden Tavern. You now have the map to the Rose Garden Tavern, my friends. I suggest you pull that up in front of you.
Ooh,
I am not implying that anything is going to happen in the Rose Garden Tavern.
No, because he gave us maps for no reason whatsoever.
I have maps of all of Winter Run. I just gave you these two because these were the ones you said you might head to first. So, yeah. Alrighty. Okay.
It's a good thing we didn't go to the Silver Sword then.
So, why? Because I've got that too. Oh, okay.
I know, but we'd probably have to print it off.
Yes, you would. Okay, so you head to the Rose Garden Tavern. It has a beautiful, beautiful garden out in front of the tavern that kind of stretches along both sides of the front door of the wall from the front door, and it wraps around the side. The Rose Garden Tavern also has planters and roses growing inside the inn itself. It's
I like
beautiful.
it already.
It smells good in there. It's just
even over Gizik's smell.
Yes, Gizik can.
That's a miracle.
You could hide Gizik with the smells that come out of this place.
Oh,
so
that's something to remember.
Have him stand next to the planter and hope the flowers don't wilt.
Maybe I should copy the smell.
Okay, maybe.
Perhaps.
So you walk into the inn, and Gizik starts rubbing himself up against the planters.
he's like a cat in a doorway, just like.
It's a natural potpourri kind of thing.
Or I could just use magic.
Okay. Yes, you could also do that. All right. So you go in there, and it is it's a beautiful, beautiful inn. If you look in there, those things that look like little bowls with triangles on top of them.
Those are the planters, yeah?
Those are the planters. They are hanging from the ceiling. They're very heavy, I would also like to point out. So those planters are hanging in those locations. The fire icons, there are 4 fire pits that are going that you can probably see. You can probably tell what that is on the map. And in the back, the very, very back, there is a roaring fire and a mantelpiece with some crystal that have been shaped to look like roses and flowers. And they are kind of all over the mantle. And the place is homey. It's beautiful. It is bustling and full of patrons. And there is a woman at the bar who is serving all kinds of different drinks. She is a plump woman with graying hair up in a thick bun that's kind of this far off of her head with a little top knot bun on top of it. She looks for all the world like a giant halfling. So she's got great big ruddy rosy cheeks, and we all, the party walks in the door and she opens the door, and she looks up and she lifts up the mug she's pouring and she says, "Welcome to the Rose Garden. Oh my, but he's a big one." Okay. Gizik, you walk in and they're looking at us. It's a motley assortment of patrons that you see. Almost every stool at the bar is occupied. And several people in there, as is kind of the friendly custom of the Republic, they lift their drinks to you as you walk in. But some of them lift them, and when they see Gizik, they lift them, and then they spill on the person next to them. Who's like, ah!
Please tell me this is like a Cheers Norm kind of moment.
Very much so.
Fantastic.
Anyway, and then it becomes that awkward social situation where we've all been in when somebody with a unique appearance walks in and we're like, oh, let's all not look at that person.
Don't stare. Don't stare. Don't stare.
So anyway, so you walk in and there you are standing at the doorway.
All right, since Kaylin's been here, she'll pipe up.
Okay.
She'll be like, it's fine. He looks scary, but he's just lovely. And then she's going to want to go to the bar and be like, what's the pie of the day?
She says, what's the pie of the day?
Yeah, like a hand pie, you know?
Mm-hmm. She says, no pie, stew. And from her accent, Kaylin, not that you might have not noticed this last time, because I don't know what inn you stayed at last time. She's an Arcanite woman. So she's from your country, or she's from an island very near it. So, excuse me.
So Kaylin kind of bounces and goes, oh, what kind of stew?
And she says, well, we've got two. We've got beef stew and we have lamb stew. Either one. They're both delicious. And piping hot fresh bread out of the oven.
Lovely. Can I get a bowl of your lamb stew, please?
Absolutely. Have a seat at a table that you'd like to be at. And she said, and I'll have Ruby bring it on out to you. Ruby, bring out some lamb stew. Now! Okay. And
Kaylin just dips her head and says, thank you. And then she'll go into her table and be like, come on, lads, I got us a table.
All right, what table would you guys like to sit at?
And Duriel starts walking to the table on B21 with his back to that wall.
Thank you, because that's the one I was going to pick.
Next to the
I was
stairs.
like, which one where I can have my back to a
stairs,
wall?
back to the wall, but you can still see the rest of the restaurant, or the restaurant, the inn.
So,
That is
Andrea,
literally how I choose them in real life.
you will be in square A21 with your back against the wall, yes?
Yes.
Okay, Kaylin, where will you be?
She will take I don't know which letter it is. 26 of whichever one's kind of like kitty corner from the stairs.
Kitty corner from the stairs? Okay.
Yeah.
So then you will be in 22B, Kaylin, if you want to be kitty corner to the stairs. Lachlan and Gizik?
I'll be towards the fire. So that would be, I don't know, 19B.
All right. And Lachlan?
I'll be at D21.
All righty.
Give Gizik some elbow space there.
Sorry, did you say D or B?
He said D.
D, okay.
Okay. All right. So you come in very shortly after, very, very, very shortly after who you assume to be Madame Dimitri yells out, a young girl with a long mane of blonde hair that she has pulled back into a braid, comes out with a big platter full of steaming hot bowls of soup or stew. And it's very impressive because this young girl doesn't look like she could be more than 14 or 15 years old. And yet she is carrying a heavy wooden tray full of bowls of stew, and she's doing it effortlessly. So it's quite impressive. So she comes out of the door that you see over there on square G2, all the way at the end. She comes out the door and she says, Miss Dimitri, I am going as fast as I can. I can't go any faster than I can go. And Madame Dimitri looks at her and she says, you give me any cheek, girl. You'll be out on your ear in no time. And the little girl just kind of pinches up her face and carries the tray out, and she comes out and starts putting food on tables and whatnot.
Like a huffy teenager?
Like a huffy teenager. And you said, yeah, but she's trying to hide the huff. Like, you get the impression that she realizes that back-talking is against your best interest when you work for an employer, like in front of people. So may not be a good idea. So, in any case, and she calls out and says, are any of the rest of you going to be stopping tonight? Referring to the party.
Let's see.
Have you
She's gonna look at Andrea and go, don't answer that. Do you want
So
some?
my inner Dean Winchester's like, this place doesn't even have pie.
Yes, thank you.
But no, I'll have a tankard of ale, that is all.
Okay. All right, so you say that, and she goes, you have a tankard of ale and nothing for your stomach?
A
He
tankard
ate
of ale,
earlier.
and that is
Okay. All right, so you say a tankard of ale, and she goes, "Aye, bring him some bread." And
She's like that mom that won't let you get away with not eating.
okay, look at him, he's wasting away. Bring out the bread, girl. I'm not paying you to stand there handing out bowls. So she's like, "Wait a minute, you just said to bring out the stew." So, you get the impression that maybe, just maybe Madame Dimitri kind of likes barking out orders, but she gets frustrated anyway.
Kaylin desperately wants to ask, "Is that your grandmere?"
Yeah, that would be a good
Because it
guess.
would make so much sense.
Please say that serving girl has a big head. Look at that thing!
Yeah.
It's like an orange on a toothpick. Got its own weather system.
No, she's actually quite slight. Like we said previously, remember, she's very impressive to be lugging around that wooden tray with all that food on it. Lachlan, what about you? Do you say anything? Gizik, do you ask for food?
Yeah, whatever you recommend, whatever your special is, and do you have rooms that we can?
Okay.
Take of?
You said, we have rooms aplenty. We haven't had too many people staying of late, what with all the bad business in town. And then she kind of like bites her tongue and stops talking and finds occasion to wipe a spot with a rag and not look at it.
All right. Give me some of the stew.
All right. You say, give me some. Who do you say that to? Do you say that to
I just
the
say
serving girl, or you say that to the serving
I don't
girl?
know, they're all around. I'm not really being graceful here. I'm just
give me some stew.
I just kind of loudly demand some stew.
All right. So the girl Ruby, who is putting the stew down in front of Lachlan, she looks at you and she looks at Lachlan and she takes the bowl away from Lachlan and puts it in front of you.
Great. I take it and start eating.
And she looks back at Lachlan and she looks back at Kaylin. She says, "Well, I'll be back with more. Just give me a minute. I thought it'd be a good idea." Or excuse me, sorry, I'm doing the wrong accent. She says, "Just give me a minute. I thought it would be a good idea to feed your friend first."
It's fine. Thank you, love.
So
okay.
What's the innkeeper's name?
Madame Dimitri.
Yeah. So I want to ask her, Madame Dimitri, could we get room and board for a week?
Are you going to yell across the tavern right now?
Well,
you are. She's yelling across the tavern.
Yeah, but she owns it.
Where is she?
She's at the bar.
She's over behind the bar.
I'm gonna go talk to her then. Well,
all right.
Since I don't have any food to eat, I'll go talk to her. No, I'm not gonna yell across the bar.
Please tell me he pouts all the way over to the bar.
Okay. Okay. So the serving girl comes over to the table and she puts the food down in front of Gizik. Lachlan, you get up and you start walking away. And would you make a perception check, everybody?
13.
23.
30.
Natural 20. Looking to see if I need to add anything.
Okay.
Ooh, 27.
Lachlan, you don't notice because you're walking away. Kaylin, Gizik, and Duriel, as Lachlan walks up, she's looking at his butt. Just letting you know.
Kaylin just snorts into her stew and goes, "Of course."
Yeah. And actually, as Lachlan is walking towards the bar, she lets him get ahead and she starts walking behind him. And maybe she says something like, "Love to see you leave, hate to see you go," or something. I don't know. Hate to see you leave, love to see you go. Anyway.
Please tell me Kaylin can hear this and she just groans at the table.
Yeah, you noticed, Caitlin.
God.
You noticed. Lachlan is the only one who didn't notice. The rest of you noticed she is, like we say in Spanish, echando tacos de ojos. She's throwing eye tacos at him.
Caitlin's just like, that's coming out of her tip.
Okay. We're going to ding this girl for her unprofessional.
I'm just like, of course she's looking at the barn.
Okay, yeah. No, you know. Maybe she doesn't go for the swarthy brooding type. Who knows?
That's true. Our choices are kind of limited at this point.
Yeah, and she's at least she's feeding Gizik, so clearly that's a priority. But all right, so you walk up to the bar, Lachlan, and Madame Dimitri is still serving drinks. That appears to be what she mostly does, is get drinks. She looks to be a bit of a mixologist too. She's making more than just she's not just pulling the tap and pouring bottles of wine. She's mixing drinks back there.
gonna say, Madam Dimitri, a moment.
Oh, I shall be back out with the stew in just a moment.
No, actually, I had some questions for you.
I know you're young, Sonny. She reaches up and goes.
He'll grin, and yeah. Can we get room and board for a week?
Are you even old enough to drink?
Probably not. But
okay.
9.
Could we get room and board for a week and
you can get anything if you want if you pay for it, Sonny.
How would you feel if I provided entertainment each night? Would that cover the cost of our room and board?
All right, provided entertainment. She looks at you for a second and she goes,
That's very ambiguous.
You're a sweet thing, lad, but I'm well past those years.
He says, no, I'm something of a musician. I think
you play?
Yes, I think I could
why didn't you
attract
say
some
so in the first place?
attract some more business for you. You said it had been a little slow. What's that all about?
Just troubles about the town, things. Problem, nothing.
Well, I don't want to step in anything, but maybe we could have a little chat. My friends we're good at problem solving.
Well, I don't have anything that needs. Yeah, she said, I don't have anything that needs fixing at the moment, but thank you. But you said you play music.
That's right.
All right, and she says, what do you play?
What do you want?
Oh, do you know the one about the halfling that goes about doing naughty things?
He says, I've even added my own verse to that one.
Oh, lovely. All right. And she yells out across the inn as she is wanted to. Hey, lads, we've got a music maker. He's going to go play next to the fire. He's got a wee song. Go on.
I'll go.
Okay.
So, Kaylin,
when I get close to the fire, I will telepathically communicate with the party, saying, "We're in business for room and board here."
did she confirm that though?
Doesn't really matter. We'll
Good
cross
enough
that
for me.
Anduriel mentions through that telepathic link, we need information, and our serving girl is going to give you anything you want to know.
Damn.
Do what needs to be done to get information about what's going on.
I'll take one for the team.
Oh yeah.
I thought you would.
Wait, how old is she?
14 or 15. So
Yeah, that's jailbait right there.
Marrying age in a medieval kingdom. So
And the creeple meter goes up.
Lachlan is he hung out with his mother's friends. He is a total goes after the older women, not like the ancient women, but the older women type. But he'll totally flirt his way into getting information from her if that'll work.
Bingo.
Flirting, I'm okay with. The rest of it, not so
Yeah.
much.
yeah, I got it. Flirt to convert. I'm with you. Okay. Okay, that works. All right, Lachlan, are you going to play the song she requested?
The Love Follies of the Well-Hung Halfling?
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right.
That old favorite.
All right. So, Lachlan, what do you play to accompany this song? Are you on your lute again?
Oh, yeah. It's a lute, for sure.
All right, roll a performance check, my friend. Let's see how well you play this song.
23.
Oh, okay. So he's on fire tonight. All right. I would like the rest of you and Lachlan to make insight checks. I want to see how well you're reading the crowd.
Can while he's playing, can Kaylin make her way back up to the bar?
Absolutely.
Oh God, that's horrible.
21 on the insight.
Okay.
9.
This is
23.
terrible. I'm rolling great. I rolled a natural 20 here, but when we get into battle or whatever, I'm going to be like 2.
Okay.
It's all right. I'm rolling crap, so hopefully we'll even each other out.
It's okay. It happens. Okay, so this is what you notice, Lachlan. You are tearing it up on your lute and singing this song. You notice a mix of reactions from the crowd. you start singing about this naughty little halfling and his amorous exploits. And some people are like, oh my gosh, music. And they actually start clapping along to the song. And you get the impression that everybody here, in fact, all of you rolled high. You only needed a 13. All of you pick up on the fact that these people are in desperate need of a morale boost. And so they are really wanting more music. Now, I will also tell you, those of you who are in higher, some people are blushing, and a few of them are like, I don't think Bestera would approve, but play it again.
Kaylin's just like, oh my God.
So, anyway, so there is a bit of that from the crowd, and there are even a couple of old ladies that are sitting in the corner up by the bar on the right top side of the inn, so square T7. There are even some old ladies who are like, ugh, this is so offensive that I'm going to put my hand up and strain my ear closer to hear. So, anyway, but you are having quite the effect on the audience. You finish the song, and you can tell that they look at you like, oh, it's over.
Hey, I wanna target those old ladies. I wanna play like a
blunder
ballad. I wanna play a like a good old fashioned ballad, and I wanna walk over there and play right next to them.
Okay. All right, you walk over there, and they're flustered as all heck. They're like, oh, like, little.
Kaylin's just standing at the bar going, oh my God.
And one of them's like, oh, he's coming over here. This is so embarrassing. Okay. Kaylin, you are up at the bar while he is playing. What would you like to do?
So what I wanted to ask is, because Kaylin recognizes her accent, is there something that people from that island would be like a specialty drink that only they would know, or that they would be more familiar with?
Oh, yeah.
That she could request?
That would be Black Boar Mead.
Black War Mead?
Black Boar Mead.
Boar. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
I didn't quite hear you.
Specialty that comes off of the island.
So she's going to lean forward on the bar and be like, Grandmother.
I'm not that old. I could still have children if I wanted to.
Well, my apologies. That's just what I was taught to call older ladies.
And she says, I've been off the island for a while, girl, but it's beautiful to hear your words. It brings back so many memories.
Oh, thank you, Mom. Do you happen to have any Black Boar Mead? I'd love a pint.
She looks at you and she says, what kind of inn would I be running if I didn't have it? Of course I do.
Wonderful. Can I get a pint of that, please?
A pint? I'll get you a wee flagon or two. Okay.
Oh, I'll take that too.
She goes down the edge of the bar to a much darker cask, and she fills up one of these flagons like foaming high, right?
Nice.
And she brings it down and she sets it and she's like, drink it down, dearie. To the pride of the island, I say. And then she pours herself a wee glass of the harder stuff. And she raises it to you and she tosses it back.
Kaylin cheers her.
Brings more color to those ruddy cheeks. Yeah. Oh my God. Lachlan, you are over there. Kaylin, you are at the bar. We're going to put you at square K6.
Excellent.
And Lachlan, we're going to put you where? At P? Are you going to be at maybe P7?
Yeah.
All right. The door flies open.
I knew this couldn't last.
Well, I mean, happiness. This is D&D, please. Okay. The door flies open, and 4 armed knights walk in the door.
Oh, God.
Replete with chainmail armor and the tabard of the Knights of the Just Blade. Those 3 swords that are kind of fanned out like that, more or less. And they open the door, and they start looking around like this, gazing over the crowd. And the door opens, and Madame Dimitri goes, "Oh, you're letting all the cold air in. Close it and come inside." And they're scanning. You have a moment to do something if you would like to.
Well, Gisik stands up and jumps around. Not jumps around, but turns around, jumps up and turns around, and he kind of stares at them in kind of a defensive pose.
Hold on. I'm thinking.
And Duriel, Gisik leaps up and immediately draws their attention to your table.
Well done, Giz.
I have stairs next to me. I know where to run if I have to.
That's
Is
true.
there a chance
We don't
that
know where they lead.
I'm sure that each night order
Not
has
here.
some sort of hymn or battle song or something. Is there a chance that I would know theirs?
There is a very high probability you would have heard theirs. I'll ask for a 15 on performance. That's to have knowledge.
That's a 17.
All right. You've heard of the song. You think you could fake your way through it with a high performance check.
Then I want to immediately jump. That's my actions. I want to immediately jump into that song, look right at them with a big grin, and go into their song.
Okay. So you drop the attention of the ladies, and they're like, oh, like whatnot. And you launch into the song, and they step into the room, the four of them, and someone comes in behind them. And it is an interesting little gathering. You've got four of the knights, and then standing there behind them is a man in a white robe with a an amulet around his neck, and you can't really make it out because he's standing behind them, but he is wearing some kind of a heavy chain amulet and wearing a white robe, and he's standing behind them on square 14-0. Kaylin?
Does Kaylin recognize this person as Festivus?
No, it's not Festivus. Festivus is an elf.
God. Oh, my bad. Thank you.
Festivus is an elf. So this is definitely not Festivus.
Is that officially his name now?
I think so.
Festivus.
JP, I see your finger going up.
Yes. As Gizik was rising, Anduriel kind of sensed Gizik's not the quietest mover. So Anduriel kind of sensed the movement, and he as quietly as possible made his way over to E27 to a more shadowed area, not quite as close to the fireplace or some of the braziers burning.
Okay.
Still back to a wall, but sort of off to the side there.
Okay. All right. So you head over to the wall. That's your turn. Gizik, you stand up and kind of get into a defensive posture. Lachlan, you start playing their song, and Kaylin, you're the only one who hasn't done anything.
Okay, so can Kaylin just sort of prep her transporting shield thingamajigajig? Hold on, what's the right word? The transporting sword bash, the world slipping advance.
Oh, world slipping advance? Yeah, you can ready an action if you want to.
But all you see is like her fingertips because she's getting more control over it, so it's less bombastic at first. Her fingertips just start crackling like with purple energy.
Okay. So she's channeling psionic energy ever so slightly. Okay. All right. So, Kaylin, you are at the ready when they walk in.
Oddly enough, the beer helps.
Yes, oddly enough, the beer loosens things up. And Kaylin, you look up and you hear one of these knights say, all right, Captain Thoreau, there he is at the back of the room. And the captain looks back and he goes, I can see that, Sir Geoffrey. Or Joffrey, excuse me. He says, I can see that, Sir Joffrey. And he says, Captain, look, he's as big and as ugly as Mrs. Waterford says he was.
Oh, no.
Okay. And Captain Thoreau says, I can see that, Sir Joffrey. Thank you. And he says, shh. And so Captain Thoreau looks over at Sir Joffrey and he looks around the inn and he closes the door as Madame Dimitri has told him to. And he looks and he raises his hand and he says, Madame Dimitri, I'm afraid you're harboring criminals this evening.
Oh,
I am afraid we're going to have to take them in and bring them to the keep. Or bring them to bring them to the chapter house. And Madame Dimitri gets this really tired look on her face. And she says, are we sure we have to do this tonight? Are we sure that they've committed some grave offense? Are we absolutely sure this is necessary, Captain? And he says, would you call eating a child to be necessary? Okay. And
there's just looking at him like, you eat a child.
I imagine everybody in the party kind of looks over at Gizik like, huh?
Did you do that? Okay. Gizik, you've never knowingly eaten a child, unless you have. But I don't think that would have caused
some standards.
Would have attracted way too much attention. Elspeth wasn't that stupid.
Well. I mean, she might not have done that, but I wouldn't go so far as to say that she wasn't that stupid. So.
Well, then maybe she was that stupid, but it would have been very reckless. So, in any case,
I would like
Sir
to
Joffrey,
say.
Go ahead.
Oh, I would never eat a child. Try diplomacy or using suggestion with Arcana check.
Ooh, go for it.
10.
Okay.
Never eat a child, not feeling enough.
All right, yeah. So Gizik goes, I would never eat a child, and then he one-shots the lamb stew. So they, Gizik, you say this, and another one of the knights goes, Sir, it speaks.
Kayla's just like, it is a person.
Okay. Kaylin says that, and they all kind of look at her meaningfully, like, "Are you sure?" Like,
Yes.
Okay. They don't say that, but they do look like that. Kaylin, one of the knights is a woman, and her name is Sir Isabeau, and she looks. She kind of steps out of the edge, and she goes, "Oh, just look at him, disgusting." And she says, "Captain, may we?" And Captain Thoreau goes, "You may bind him." And he points back there, right? And they don't draw their swords. They're all carrying short swords. But Kaylin, they do pull out one of those kind of man catchers on a cord like this that you saw in the back of the pack that you inspected.
Oh.
So all three of them, the captain doesn't, but all three of them draw those man catchers on a cord, and they start moving toward Gizik. And Sir Isabeau, she says, "Come quietly, beast, and I'm sure that you'll receive a fair trial."
Kaylin can move 6, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before Kaylin starts to move, I want to stop playing and so we heard names.
You did?
Isabeau and
Isabeau.
Yeah.
I can't remember the other one. Sorry, Matt.
No, that's okay. Sir Joffrey, Sir Isabeau, and Captain Thoreau. Those are the only ones whose names you've heard.
Okay.
Okay.
You haven't heard the fourth knight's name yet.
Instead of moving, can Kaylin just look at Lachlan and go, "You got anything to calm him down?"
Thoreau, Captain Thoreau, like Henry David.
Yes, spelled the same way.
Okay. So he says, Captain Thoreau, may I speak with you before you engage with
Apprehend.
well, no, he doesn't say friend.
No, apprehend him.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
Okay.
Before you do something without all of the information.
Okay, he looks over at you, and he squints at you for a minute, and he looks at you and he says, "Oh, I've got more than enough information, Bard. And I know who you are as well." And he looks over and he says, "Sir Dothier, arrest him." And he points towards you, and Sir Dothier begins to approach you with that little cord on whatever.
Kaylin's just standing at the bar going, shite.
Okay.
Over and over.
And
he's getting unrequited love in his face then.
Oh, you're gonna change. All right, I guess it's initiative.
It's go time.
It's go time. All right, so just as all hell begins to break loose, Madame Dimitri goes, "Here now, you can't go arresting the entertainment and the wee beastie." And Captain Thoreau's like, I'm sorry, Madam Dimitri, but you don't know what you've let into your inn this night. And now it would be initiative, my friends.
7.
All right. Roll initiative.
Oh dear. All right. The knights get themselves a 24.
God.
Kaylin, dear, you get a 7.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Already added the bonus.
I have a 9.
Oh wow.
Sorry, it's half your level, and then
it's on your character sheet. Right.
Plus whatever bonus you have.
It's on your bonus for initiative is on your character sheet.
There it
above
is.
Your hit points.
I knew it was there. Sorry, guys.
No worries.
Like, I got a 19.
Okay.
22.
Galen's just like, thank God, I didn't really want to lead this charge.
Okay.
Are all the soldiers still mostly parked at the door?
Are all the what? I'm sorry?
Soldiers still mostly parked at the door.
Yes, they have just begun to move out away from the door, and I will now tell you what square all of these magnificent soldiers are now on. Okay, so Lachlan, one of them moves towards you and is on square 10-0. And that would be Sir Dothier. And coming towards Gizik, and because they rolled so high, their turn is going to go first. Sir Isabeau and, excuse me as I go back up, Sir Isabeau and Sir Joffrey are headed towards Gizik, and they are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Sir Joffrey is on square 18E. And Sir Isabeau is going to be on square 19F. Captain Thoreau is on square 15M.
Hold on. I gotta mark everybody.
Could you repeat that last one?
Yes, Captain Thoreau is on square 15M. He's 2 squares in front of the front door. And the man in the white robe is on square 14-0, right in front of the door. And Kalen, now that the knights have moved away, you can get a much closer look at the amulet he's wearing if you'd like to on your turn with a minor action.
Yes, I would.
If you would like to do that, that is on the table.
Oh, wait, I'm like way at the bottom, aren't I?
All right, so Gizik, those knights have to take 2 moves to get within range. And they are going to use minor action to attack you with their man-catcher chains. What is your AC?
16.
All right, they need 8s, my friend. Okay, we got a miss, and we have a natural 20, which I have also backed up.
Oh, no.
However, I did not roll a 6 to confirm that crit, Gizik. So that is not going to be the devastating thing it could be. So, Gizik, unfortunately, you get hit by 1 and take 14 points of damage.
Ow.
And that would be Sir Joffrey, and you are now grabbed by Sir Joffrey. It's an interesting weapon. None of you have really seen anybody use a weapon like this before. It's a man catcher, which is kind of like a little U that's used to clamp around someone's neck or grab them at the end of a pole. And it's usually a pole arm weapon. This weapon is actually more of a chain. So they draw these little chains off of their belts, and they're kind of, shaking them like this. And they draw their swords with the other hand. So it's really rather impressive. And she goes swinging it back and forth like this. You've never fought someone using this before, and it really throws you off. She launches the chain, and you raise your hand like this. The chain wraps around your wrist, and it slams into your forehead, and it almost breaks your wrist. And now Sir Joffrey has a hold of you. And that is where you find yourself, unfortunately, my friend. The other one missed you. That is their turn. Lachlan, what is your AC?
17.
17. Okay. Lachlan, that is also a hit, unfortunately. Oh, you also take 14 points of damage. I didn't roll a crit, but I did roll max damage on you. Sorry. sorry. Lachlan, you have been latched onto also by one of those man catchers. Sir Dothier swings it around over his head and just slams it down. You come up with your sword and try to block it, but he yanks on it at the last minute, and it comes and it goes around your neck, and you're like, and he cuts into your throat significantly. The captain readies an action if he needs to rush or charge someone. and that is pretty much what he's prepping. So the captain is going to stay right where he is, and that is going to be the knight's turn. Now, I believe, on their turn, it's Anduriel.
Okay. Well, he sees what has just happened to Gizik there, obviously.
Quite.
Not cool, you guys. But I don't have enough to get over
I know, they're all out of range.
to Joffrey. Joffrey.
Sir Joffrey,
Sir Joffrey.
Knight of the Just Blade.
Every bit is. So what I'm going to do. Oh gosh darn it. So if I move and I want to take extra actions, I have to run, right?
If you want to move, you can run and do a charge attack as a melee basic action. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'll have to do with old Joffrey there. Prince
All right.
Joffrey.
Okay. So are we going to put you then in 19E?
18.
18.
18D.
18D. All right, Anduriel, you may make a charge attack. Their armor class is 19, my friend, so it's pretty high.
Okay, but I don't have any. There's no minuses to my attack or anything.
No, you have no penalties.
No penalties. And what do I add? Sorry, I've never been melee basic. Do I add anything? Is it just my roll and then my attack?
Give me 1 second to bring up your character sheet.
Sorry.
Now I have it in front of me. And your melee basic attack is going to be... Oh, looks like I didn't put that on your character sheet, or it's covered up in the formatting here.
Can I just say never apologize for asking questions, because that's basically
yes.
D&D.
Oh
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well,
yeah. You're to +7. This is a weapon attack, whether or not...
I thought we had that on there somewhere, but I couldn't see.
Yeah, and that's why I didn't put it on there, because your melee basic attack is your weapon attack. So you are at a +7, my friend.
Okay.
I think my cat is headbutting the door to get in the room.
21. That is a hit, my friend.
21. Okay. So I just roll my damage for the kukri, which is 1d6.
Yep. And you add your weapon damage bonus.
Okay. So that is 11.
Okay. All right. So, Anduriel, you spring up over the table. You kind of like launch yourself over the table, and then you go running at him, and you whip out that kukri, and he looks over and he's like, stay back. And you're like, probably not. And you flash out with a kukri and you cut his arm, and he screams out in pain, but he does not let go of his man-catcher chain. So he's obviously been very well trained. He can take a lot of hits, but that really did kind of surprise him. So
okay.
That is Ender. Anduriel, you also have an action point. If you'd like to use it, you can also save it if you'd rather.
It's a little early. I'll save it.
Yeah, you're okay. Good instincts. Okay.
It was a close run race, though. I was right there.
Yeah, okay. Alrighty, that is under Lachlan, my friend. It is your turn. You have taken damage, and you have people, and you are grabbed.
Yeah, I want to first start with Unrequited Love on my attacker.
On Sir Dothier? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, his will is 15.
I rolled a 15, so 22.
All right, that is a hit, my friend.
He's pulled,
Well
not
done.
prone, vulnerable 5 all until the end of my next turn, and he must spend his next standard action begging for forgiveness and confessing his undying love to me.
We should delightfully look forward to Matt roleplay.
He shouts out, Lady Trueheart, shatter this fool's heart on the altar of your scorn.
All right. So, Lachlan, you grab your holy symbol and shout out that prayer, and you blaze with crimson light. And people are like, they hold their hands up because you blaze with this crimson light. And you shout that out, and Madame Dimitri says, "Either priests, what are you doing?" And then Sir Dothier drops down and tumbles down towards you because you pulled him and will be. And this look of just horror, aghast, fills his eyes. And he looks at you like, And then he looks at the chain that he's got around you, and he looks at it like, oh, well, it could be fun, but and so, yeah.
You're a terrible human being.
Yeah, thank you. Dungeon Master can mean all kinds of things. Moving on. Sorry, this is a family show. So, anyway, moving on. And on his turn, we will see how that looks. And Lachlan, you also have a minor and a move.
Yeah, with my minor action, I'm going to use Bardic Inspiration on Gizik. So, until the end of the encounter, you have a die 6 you can add to a roll, Gizik.
Okay.
And
so
he
you
says,
play him a ditty?
He starts singing and like total made up words of like probably like kind of to the tune of "You Are My Sunshine," but it's just a happy little ditty for
Gotta be a cappella. He's kind of busy.
Rhymes with Gizik, the physic.
Okay. Or is it beatboxing that he's doing now? It's like, yeah. Okay. All right. So, Gizik, you're not sure what's going on, and then he's like, and the ogre ate 3 of the nights all in one, or something like that. Anyway, so he lets loose, and all of a sudden you're like, you know what? If that ogre can eat 3 nights, I can eat 3 of these nights too. And then you're like,
challenge accepted.
Yeah. So there you go.
Well, they're not children, so.
All right, Lachlan, you also have was that your minor or your move?
That's my minor. Yeah, with my move, I want to try to escape the grab.
You cannot escape the grab, which you find out with your move action. You start yanking on this thing and messing with it, and you realize that without a key, you have no choice but to make a thievery check or to break it. But actually escaping with a move action is not going to be possible.
Dang.
Which is good for everyone to know. And you heard it lock. It snapped over your arm and it locked over you. So that is where the Lachlan goes. All right, Lachlan, you have an action point. Will you be using it or no?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Because Ryan likes to blow the whole wad.
Okay.
Hashtag family friendly.
Yes.
I gotta see how many squares it is. Let's see.
Blow the wad is a gambling term. Little children know gambling exists. And we here at Holy Rollers do not endorse gambling in any way, shape, or form. Although blackjack can be terribly fun. But don't do it. Anyway,
Mostly.
We say we don't embrace gambling as we roll dice.
Yes.
I know.
This is all game of
Entire
chance.
game is gambling.
With high stakes. This is life or death.
I'm gonna use blunder on this fool in front of me.
On Sir Dothier, who is about to start begging forgiveness?
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
where is Sir Dothier? He's in front of Lachlan?
He is, yeah.
Sorry, I lost place
It's
here.
17 versus Will.
That hits.
Okay, I will slide him towards me to square P8.
Okay.
And then he's going to take 11 points of damage, and then I get to make a melee basic attack against him as a free action.
Okay. So he begs forgiveness, and he tells you he loves you, and you slap him.
Oh, wait. He's vulnerable. Add a 5 to that. He's vulnerable to damage.
He is vulnerable to damage. That's right.
He should have just come in and had a drink.
Yeah.
It would have been the safer option.
I do believe they may have made a mistake.
His AC, I'm sure it's not a 27. That's what I rolled, so.
Okay. Alrighty, you got him, my friend.
Okay, so that with the vulnerability, that's another 19. So he just pulls him forward and then just stabs him like he's going for a lung shot.
Okay.
Nice thrust with the longsword.
Proud and slightly grossed out.
He tumbles towards you, and his hands are in the air, and he looks horrified, and he's about to launch into his spiel, and you don't even give him a second. You just whip your sword out, and you're like, ugh!
Just
and
like in and up.
Yeah, you stab him, and you pull out, and blood squirts, and he's like, don't worry, this isn't gonna come between us. Like,
but I loved you.
Yeah. So in any case, now Lachlan, I hate to throw this out to you, but under the rules of domination, if you attack someone, do they not get a save against the domination?
Except he's not dominated.
I guess not. He is charmed, but you don't feel like the same rule would apply then?
It doesn't apply unless the power says so. You wrote the power.
Okay. I did. Well, I'll be editing the
And
power.
then it's Ryan going, neither.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we here at Holy Rollers endorse rules lawyering to the maximum amount of the law. That's not.
Quick dodge! The thing's coming at your face. You know the rule that you made.
Okay.
Is that automatic?
Is that what, Jeffrey?
I mean, because I have a power that's domination until my end of my next turn. Would that be avoided with a save as well?
Technically, yours isn't domination. Yours is possession, which is a very different ball game.
All right.
But
well,
anyway,
the power you sent me last week, that version, it does say dominated.
They are dominated for all intents purposes, but that works differently. Okay, so that was Lachlan.
For Jeff, but not for you, Ryan.
Yes. Well, Lachlan's is a charm effect. Gizik is actually leaping into their body when he channels divinity. It's
true.
I don't think there's a distinction issue on that. Okay, so the man in the white robe, he looks forward at all of you, and Lachlan, you are just tearing him to pieces. And he turns over to Captain Throw, and he says, Captain, I believe that your men can certainly handle this on their own, but please allow me to offer assistance of the High One.
Oh, God.
And
again, Galen just shite.
The captain looks around at Anduria, looks at everybody, and he says, give my men a chance to get things under control here. And the man in the white robe just stops like, of course, Captain, surely, as you see fit. So anyway, he stops, and that's where that goes, at least for now. Gizik, it is your turn, my friend. You are grabbed by Sir Joffrey.
All right. I am going to attempt to bewitch Sir Joffrey. And that is 21 versus will.
That's more than enough. He falls under your power.
All right. He gets vulnerability 2. And let's see. Gizik looks very solemn, and he says, "Did we lost Kaylin?"
You lost Kaylin?
I don't see her on the video anymore.
Oh, you're right. I do. And I seem to be somewhat in your box, which, I mean, I'm all right sharing your box with you, but I think both squares makes me look fat. So I'm not sure what happened.
I get 2 squares too, so.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Jesse will be able to join us again in just a moment. She might be experiencing internet problems, which happen. So we will continue until, and I don't want to play her turn, but if it becomes necessary, that we'll keep it going. So she'll probably be popping in very shortly. So that is the priest's turn. He stops and doesn't really. She says, can someone let Matt know I got dropped from the chat? How did that happen? And I see her square moving. Jeffrey, are you manipulating her square, or is she just floating?
Oh, she's back in.
Oh, there she is.
It just disappeared. I was like, oh my god, don't swear, you might still be on mic.
Yeah, okay. Well, yes.
Sorry about that, fellas.
And she's back. Okay, we're good. Okay, hallelujah. All right.
Sorry about that, lads.
That's right. I blame JT for that. I'm not sure what he did.
Welcome back.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Gizik, you have bewitched Sir Joffrey. What will you do now?
With a very solemn look on my face, I turn to Isabeau, and I say, Sigrund, you wicked hag, give me the strength of my enemy. And I turn into just this green mist and flow into Isabeau.
And everyone in the inn screams in terror. Like, it's just Bedlam, I'm sure the town. So Anduriel, you might as well bite everybody now. At this point, they're horrified. All right.
So
That's
for
a
the
will.
D6, do I have to use that inspiration before I find out if
Before
it's a
you
hit or a miss?
No,
No,
you can use it after.
All right. Well, then I have a 14 versus will on Isabeau. Is that
Okay,
enough?
her will, not enough. Her will is a 15.
With inspiration, that's a 16.
Oh, he
Great.
waited.
You definitely got Isabeau.
Okay, so then I am going to steal a healing surge from Isabeau and use it right now.
Nice.
Okay. And you also have dominated her.
Yes.
Okay.
So is Gizik like up on Isabeau, or are they still?
More like
No.
inside.
Gizik,
Oh, right on. Okay.
Gizik just jumped into Isabeau, and everybody in the inn started screaming and running for the door.
Is
Does
losing
that
their
free
marbles.
him from the weapon?
Turning
Yes.
insubstantial? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's absolutely freed from the weapon. So,
Good.
Okay, very nicely done in theory. We'll see how this plays out later on. Okay, so Gizik, you have flown into her. You have dominated her. You still have a minor action.
Bewitch was the minor.
Oh, excuse me. You still have a move action.
Yeah, but I'm kind of inside. Where would I move to?
Okay, well, I just wanted to. Well, you have an action point. Will you be using it
The
or no?
spleen instead of the kidney.
Yes.
No, not this time.
He's gonna flow into her intestines just so that she has it's discomfort and
Well, just so he feels like more at home. You know?
She's going to be
Yeah.
attacking Joffrey with her chain, I think, if she can, or at least she'll be attacking him.
Well, the chain has dropped to the floor because it's no longer attached to you. So very good.
Well,
All right, that is
yeah.
Gizik's turn.
But Isabeau has a chain as well, right?
Yeah, she does.
So she could try and arrest Joffrey now.
All right, Joffrey, by the way, is horrified as you flow into Sir Isabeau. A giant ogre flows into the only female knight here without consent, I might add. And
Green
It's
mist is
fine.
every time.
yes, and she's like, and Sir Joffrey is like, Captain, and he draws his sword in addition to having his man catcher chain. And that is what happens. Okay, that was the Gizik. Kaylin, it's your turn, my dear.
Okay. So from Kaylin's perspective, how do you say the D guy's name?
The D guy, Dothier?
Yeah, Dothia. Thank you.
Yes. Sir
Is he
Dothier.
like dead
Oh no.
or just on the verge, or?
No, he doesn't even look like he's been bloodied. These knights are they're knights. These aren't just some town guards. They're anointed knights of the Order of the Just Blades.
I don't quite know the answer to this question. So, how does movement work in D4? Can she go diagonally, or is it only in straight lines?
Oh no, you can go diagonally, but what you can't do is if there are 2 points touching like this of solid objects, you can't go diagonal even if these squares are unoccupied because technically
Okay.
fitting through like that. So
Okay, hold on. I have to measure.
you can go diagonally. Go for it.
All right, so she's virtually like going to walk over the table and end up on 08.
Okay, that is not a problem at all. All right, Kaylin, you are on 08.
Okay, so that's her move.
All right.
Let me see what I got here. She is going to teleporting sword bash. Wait, no, hold on. Which one does more damage? Yeah, she'll do Battle Mind's Demand first.
Okay. So you are going to mark him. So if he attacks anybody else, he's going to pay for it.
Yes.
Okay, so move minor and make your attack roll. You have a +9 to your battle mind attacks. So
And I'm rolling a 6 for that, yes?
yes, and he has because he's prone, you get a +2. So technically, you had a +11 to what you roll.
Okay. 14.
Okay. Unfortunately, that does not hit his 19 armor class.
Oh,
Only
okay.
rolled a 3.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, so
That's
Kaylin, you draw
I know.
What's his
your
AC?
two-handed greatsword.
Hey, what's his AC?
His AC is 19.
And what'd she roll?
She rolled a 14.
Oh, that's.
No dice?
I could do it 1 die 4 +1, but I'd have to roll a 4.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well,
that's
it's not a daily attack power, but it's your call, Lachlan. Play your character if you want to.
yeah.
No, that's. I'll hold on to it. We might need to make a saving throw sometime.
Okay.
Can I re-roll with an action point?
No, you can just make another attack with an action point.
Okay. Can I do that?
If you choose to use your action point now, yeah.
Yeah, I'll try it.
All right, you're gonna swing. All right, so Kaylin, you draw your great sword, and
Swing
he's
and
on
miss.
the ground. He's on the ground, so you're like, ugh! You swing it, and the ladies on the other side of the table are like, whoa! Because they think for a minute that you're about to let go of the sword because you
That's
lose your
better.
grip, and you're like, oh, but I've got it, and the lady's like, ugh. Okay, what'd you get?
Okay. I rolled a 6 this time.
All right, so
Plus
how do you
2,
bring it back? How do you bring it back and hit this guy on the ground?
He's on the ground? Like, how is he laying?
He's kneeling. He's prostrating himself at me.
That's what I thought.
Something like that.
Can Kaylin go for, like, the decapitory swing?
You can try to cut off his head. Roll your damage and let's see how nasty it looks.
Okay, and damage is a 20?
No, damage is... Well, that'd be lovely. Yeah, roll another 20 for damage.
Girl's got to try.
Okay, you are a 2d6, and you add your battle mind damage bonus, which is
Okay.
+5.
Let me find another 6.
No, excuse me, +4.
+4? Okay. So I got 11 on the roll.
Okay.
+4 is 15.
All right. Ow. Poor Sir Dothier, he has taken it to the...
He's still vulnerable.
But he's still just...
So 20.
Oh, that's right. He is still vulnerable.
Now he's just nearly headless.
Yes. Yeah, poor Sir Dothier.
Just like hanging.
All right, so Kaylin, you're like, and the lady's, and then you're like, oh, stand still, you.
Yes.
And then you swing it again, and this time you slash across the back of his neck and down his back. And he's like, I still love Lachlan. And that'll be coming out of this turn. So, okay. So that would be Kaylin's turn. Kaylin, you still have a minor action, my dear.
Okay, let me look. How is Lachlan doing on hit points?
I got hit for 14, so I'm not bloodied, but I'm hurt.
He took a big hit.
All right. So can I use it's a daily, use my healing word?
Absolutely.
Okay, so it says my ally can spend a healing surge to regain 1d6 in additional hit points.
Yep, so he spends a surge plus roll 1d6 and see how many more hit points you give him.
Okay. 2.
2. Okay.
I wish it was higher.
That's okay. That's decent. Hey, it's better than a sharp poke with a sharp stick, right? All right. So, Kaylin, what do you say when you heal him?
Sorry, I was muted. She's just like, it's only a little, but I hope it helps.
Okay. All right. So, Kaylin, you grab your holy symbol and throw out your hand and... Go ahead.
She just does it. She's like, it's only a little bit, but it's all I got.
Okay. So it comes out in a golden light. Lachlan, that golden light falls over you, and it feels very soothing to you. And Kaylin, you do that, and do you shout out any accompanying prayer to Vahara, or do you just channel the energy?
She probably, for right now, just channels the energy.
Okay. All right. So you heal him, and Madame Dimitri goes, Either both priests, what's wrong with you? Like, stop it.
Can
Stop it
Kaylin
right
just
now,
shout
or
back?
someone's going to get my skillet to the back of their skull.
Can Kaylin just shout in return to her, like, well, technically, we're all priests.
Yes, you can shout that out as you heal him on your turn. Okay, it is the knight's turn. And we will start with Sir Dothier, who is getting the crap beaten out of him. And he's like, he's on the floor. Kaylin just stabbed him, and he looks up at you, and he's like, I'm so sorry. If she stabs me through, my last breath will be in praise of you. What kind of moisturizer are you using? Because your skin just has this glow to it.
Now she's praying, oh, Vahara, save me.
Okay. And he looks up at you and he says, I might die here, but I would have spent my life with you. And it'll be a death that's worth it because You're pretty. But anyway, he breaks into all of this madness, and that's his turn. And that's all he does on his turn with his standard action. And with his move action, he chooses to stand. They only lose their standard, correct, Lachlan?
That's right, yeah.
All right, with his move action, he stands up, and he's about to get handsy.
Oh, God.
All right. Okay. So you do that, and the captain sees this, and he goes, "Witchcraft!" And he draws his sword, and he charges Kalen.
Oh, God. Kalen's just like, not again.
Okay. Kalen, he charges you.
Okay.
And he is going to use... Well, actually, he's going to do something else. Kalen, the captain, Thoreau, moves into square 10N.
Okay.
And he is going to attack you with his man catcher.
Oh, no.
He hits you, unfortunately.
Can't she do like that girl on Lord of the Rings? I am no man, and the chain doesn't hit her.
I don't believe she's taken the I am no man power.
All right, well, something to think about next time.
Okay, Kalen, you take 10 points of damage as the man catcher snaps around your arm and locks into place.
Ow.
And it hurts, and he's not done.
Oh, no.
He is going to use Masterful Maneuver. What is your AC again, my dear?
17.
Okay, he rolled a 23, and this is really gonna hurt.
Dang. Actually, those numbers might have to change because I'm not wearing the brooch anymore.
Okay, so you're actually... No, that doesn't... The brooch didn't affect your AC.
Okay.
Kalen, you take an additional 19 points of damage.
Oh, my God.
So where's the captain at? Which square?
The captain...
So what does that leave me with as a total, then?
He's in square 10N right now. Well, you took 10, and you took 29 points of damage total, Kalen. So... Okay. But you do have quite... Yeah, you're down to 10.
Oh, I'm down to 10? Oh,
yes.
Lord.
29 from... So what he does is actually, you would almost admire it if it weren't for the fact that you were in such pain.
Yeah, because I'm like below bloodied at this point.
He snaps the man catcher over you, and then he yanks you forward. He kicks you in the head, and then he takes the cord. He wraps it around your other hand, pulls you forward, and slashes you across the chest. And it happens so quickly that you can tell from his masterful maneuver that he's rehearsed this move many, many times.
If I have a power that's an encounter power that's an immediate reaction, it's immediate reaction based on something that happens to me, right? Not just anybody in our party?
That depends on the power itself. What power are you referring to?
Shadow of Naylock?
That has to be...
It's a vengeance one?
Yeah, I think it has to happen to you, unfortunately.
Okay. Just checking.
Although I don't know, I might consider.
I just know it's a vengeance based one. I didn't know if it was. That's why I even asked it, because if I'm getting vengeance for myself or getting vengeance for one of my people.
Well, technically, it's an immediate reaction that you use on behalf of someone wronging you. But we could talk about it possibly being used on behalf of Kaylin. Did you want to use it on behalf of Kaylin? Are you that offended that she was harmed?
She's the whole reason I'm here.
Well, I designed this power, and I'm the dungeon master, so I choose to allow you to use it if you want.
All right, I would like to have that trigger this immediate reaction.
Okay.
So Anduriel, kind of sees that happen, and he sees Kalen go down, pretty hard with that hit, and he kind of rumbles, "Naylock, bring to life the shadow of my vengeance," and then it's a ranged attack, Shadow of Naylock, and it's necrotic damage. And the person's blinded. Okay.
So, and then if he fails his first save, I think he's blinded.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
if he fails his second save, then he falls unconscious.
He's unconscious, correct.
All right, so the captain is going to take 5 points of necrotic damage. He does not have any resistance to that. Okay, on their turn, which is now. So he takes it now. All right. So Anduriel, your shadow goes running across there, and it's rather disturbing. People are screaming. Your shadow actually runs through two old men who like in farmers' clothing. Your shadow runs through them and like, oh, like death, and they. I mean, it's just there's a mad dash to the door. Business has definitely been ruined for the evening, but nevertheless, your shadow is now choking the captain.
Maybe room and board won't be covered.
Yeah.
You might have lost this one, boys.
You may have a problem getting your deposit back.
Just outed myself as another cleric, so that's yeah.
Okay.
Now we got 3 clerics.
Alrighty. Very good.
4.
Alrighty. So that would have been just the Sir Dothier. Wait, we're up at the top with the knight's turn, right? That was just a reaction. All right. So Kalen, that was the captain. Sir Dothier stood up, Lachlan. That's all he has time for. And with his minor action, he begged for mercy and all that good stuff. And now we have Sir Joffrey, who is standing next to Anduriel, whose chain is now on the floor. Anduriel, he is going to shift back 1 square to 17E.
Table.
No, 17E, my friend. He goes back diagonal.
17E's on the table.
Or 17F, I'm sorry. So he goes back around the table, and he is going to use his minor action and attack you with his man-catcher chain. Anduriel, what's your AC?
AC is 14.
Isn't Isabeau dominated?
Mm-hmm.
She is.
So what if her action takes place before Joffrey? Could that be possible?
No, they have the same dexterity, so technically it would be simultaneous. So Gizik, what would you like to make Sir Isabeau do?
Isabeau, I would like to attack Joffrey.
Okay.
Unless he's moving out of range.
No, he's not moving out of range, so this will happen at the same time.
Okay.
So he backs up at the same time as you attack, so you can take your attack now.
That rolled a 2, so with any bonuses that Isabeau has, it's probably not going to hit.
2, unfortunately, is not going to hit anybody at any stage of D&D, most likely.
That would miss the chair.
There are occasions where the only way you can possibly fail is to roll a 1, but this isn't one of those times.
This is not one of those times. Okay. So moving on,
she's also like, Joffrey, say hello to Sigrun for me, and then she attacks and completely misses.
All right, well, he saw you flow into her, so he's like, Sir Joffrey, say hello, and she's like, ah! He's like, Captain! So it's getting ugly. All right, Anduriel, he swings the man catcher and snaps it at you, and you bat it aside with your kukri, and he misses.
Oh, stop eating things.
And unfortunately, all he can do now is charge back into your square with the longsword, and he misses. Anduriel, you block the attack with the longsword, and Sir Joffrey moves into square 18E again.
He's all shook up.
We have a guest. I'm sorry.
Your guest that wants to come visit me? Is that the guest?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Scooter, Jesse's cat. He keeps telling her he wants to come live with me.
And that's his tail.
She's in denial about that. See, look, he's advertising. Okay, moving on. Okay, that is all the knights. Lachlan or Anduriel, it is your turn, my friend, and you now have Sir Joffrey in front of you, freaking out.
Hello, Joffrey.
And Joffrey's in 17E. Yes, sorry.
Yes. Sir Joffrey is now in 18E. He moved forward to...
He's back.
Thank you. Sorry about that, lads.
All right. I'm going to do Taste of Life. Dexter, it's versus Fortitude.
Okay, his Fortitude is 16, my friend.
Okay. Whoops. There we go. 14 plus my attack. Well, it's going to hit. It's like 17.
That's a hit. So, wait, I'm sorry. 14 plus your attack is what?
Vampire attack. 14. 19.
right, that's exactly what you needed.
So. All right, so it's 1d8 plus my bonus. Ooh, 8. 15.
Okay.
I'm gonna trigger Blood Drinker, so I'll get an additional 1d10.
Are you gonna bite him then?
Oh, Dariel's thirsty. That's an additional 7.
Okay, so altogether 22 points of damage. He loves you.
Yeah. Plus I gained 2 plus charisma modifier 10. Oh, I get temporary HP.
Yep. All right. So Anduriel, he charges in with a longsword. You block it. He swings the man-catcher chain at you. You block that also. And how do you attack him? What does it look like?
Well, as I knock it away, I come with my other hand and grab his neck, bring it out like that, and just go for the neck. Bring him in.
Okay. So you bring him in and you grab him, and your touch is already draining the strength out of him. And then you just snap his neck, and you're too strong for him to the side, and you bite. And he screams, and he goes, "It's the vampire! It's the vampire!" And he just yells that over and over.
No, it's not.
That's about him.
And don't forget that he has vulnerability too, because I bewitched him.
Yes. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you for reminding me of that, because you know it's a lot to keep track of. Much appreciated. Okay, and that would be Anduriel's turn. Anduriel, you already used your action point, correct?
No.
No? Okay, do you want to use your action point?
No. I'm the one who hasn't used the action point yet.
Okay. Oh, no, you did an immediate reaction, excuse me.
Yeah. I haven't moved or done a minor action yet. I just went straight to attack, which, it's fine, I guess.
Okay.
Can I use healing? Well, can I use healing word if Gizik is inside of Ichabod?
Yeah.
I'm still there.
Isabeau.
He's still occupying the same space, so technically you can use your healing word, yes.
But you used a surge though when you use that one power. So are you good?
I'm okay. I'm
Are you
about
referring to
3/4.
when-
I'm about 3/4 health.
Would you like more?
Sure.
All right, that's what we like.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Gizzy, I'm going to use a minor action. I'm going to use healing word on Mr. Giz.
Okay.
It's a target spends a surge plus 1d6.
Okay, roll the 1d6 so Jeffrey knows what to add.
Oh, you have the same one I do.
Just a little bit stranger looking. So that's a surge plus 5.
Okay.
Right. Well, I'm full then.
All right, great. So do you say anything when you use your healing word, Anduriel?
Let's see. No, I don't say a prayer on healing word. I just sort of, it's more shadow based again. The shadow chases the green mist into Isabeau.
It's getting crowded in there.
And it does a little healing inside there, and I'm sure it looks a little creepy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure it looks very creepy. Well, you did already shout out to Naylock, and he shouted out to Sigrund, and Lachlan shouted out to Sindel, and Kaelin said Vahara. So all of this is going on, and Madame Dimitri is screaming out, "You fools! They're priests! Lay down your arms! Stop this foolish!" And then she rifles up and pulls out a skillet, and she comes moving her tonnage around that bar like somebody's going to get clocked.
Yes.
Yeah,
My
Mama
kind of lady.
Bear.
She looks pissed, and her ruddy complexioned face is flushed red with rage. Anyway, so she comes running around, and her turn will not be yet. Lachlan, it is your turn, my friend.
Right.
Lachlan Dulay, it's your turn.
I'm
With all the shout outs, it's like a rap album, not like a tavern. We're just giving
something.
shout outs all over.
Here we go.
I'm gonna use staggering note on
Superdale.
the dossier.
On the dossier. Sir Dossier. Okay. Sir Dossier, who has just been beat to crap. Okay, what is that target?
Will.
All right, his will is 15.
Okay, that's a 17. So he takes 5. Oh no, 10. He's still vulnerable till the end of my turn.
Yes,
So
he
10
is.
points of thunder. He is pushed 3, and an ally can make a melee basic attack before, during, or after. So Kalen can make a basic attack against him as he goes pushing past her.
Okay, he got pushed into square 11P. Sir Dothier is in square 11P.
Thank you.
Does that make him drop? Does that make him drop the man catcher? So it's like hanging around my neck.
Yes, it does. So he drops the man catcher because forced movement breaks a grab, but it's impossible to break the grab on this device. You have to break the device or have the key. So your forced movement does knock him out. That's out of the range of his man catcher. So
it's like hanging off me, right?
No, you know what? I lied. His man catcher has a range of 5, so he still has it. Yep, he still has it.
Okay, girlfriend, do a melee basic attack and let's hit.
All right, swing it. Your melee basic is at a +6, Kalen. Whack him.
Okay.
Lachlan, you use your instrument, right? Not your voice for staggering note?
I usually use my sword. He flourishes the sword and creates kind of a little thrum.
Okay.
And I'm using a 6, yes?
You're attacking with a 1d20, dear.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I was distracted by cat.
I mean, I like the free damage as much as the next person does. Not with a melee basic.
It's a big sword. I'm sure I'll hit.
Yeah.
That would be her logic as well.
Okay.
Hit somebody.
What was it plus?
You have a +6. You need a 13.
Oh, that so did not happen. It's a 9.
Okay. All right. So, Lachlan.
Sorry.
You only hit me with your sword.
I know. You're my best target.
She hit someone with the sword this encounter. So she takes the sword and she swings it down like, pong. He's on the floor, so she's like, pong. He gets up, and she did manage to cut into his back. And as Lachlan swings his sword, like there's a reverberating kind of sonic boom effect, and he stumbles and gets almost knocked back into that planter, you see. And Kaylin, you swing the sword. Lachlan, she almost takes off your right arm. And misses Sir Dothier completely. And the captain, the sword.
Damn it! I'm sorry. I will get better at this.
And the captain, her sword goes past. The captain goes, "Whoa!" And anyway, so that would be the Lachlan's turn. Lachlan, anything else you'll be doing on your turn?
Yeah, I've got a. So if I wanted to try and move, is it possible for me to yank myself so that he's not holding on to me?
You mean you want to try to yank the chain out of his hand?
Yeah, like I know I can't get the chain off me, so can I get the chain away from him if I try and like shake away, pull away from him?
The chain is locked onto his gauntlet.
Oh, so we're like
you be like, yeah, you're together. You can move at 5 squares away from him, like anywhere. You can move anywhere within 5 squares of him, but you're locked onto his gauntlet.
Okay. I still got to move, so I won't move. I won't minor. I will just say to the captain, please, Captain, see reason. We are priests, and we need to talk to you about the problems in Hollydale.
Okay. Make a diplomacy check at disadvantage.
16.
You rolled twice?
Yep.
Okay. 16. Okay. He does, well, it's not his turn, so I can't tell you how he reacts, but he does react. Okay. So that is Lachlan's turn. Lachlan, are you going to move anywhere?
Nope.
Okay. Alrighty. Now it would be the priest's turn. And which one of you, oh, you guys are just horrible.
I'm assuming you mean us.
Yes, well, I mean, you've done such horrible things. Anduriel's shadow is choking the life out of the captain, poor Captain Thoreau. Everybody's beaten up on Sir Dothier. So I think the first thing he's going to do is Yeah. All right. He is going to move over to square 10P.
Who is this we're moving now, please?
The priest, the one in the white robe.
Thank you. I have him marked as W.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right. So he's right near Dolthier.
Right. Yeah, he is actually going to move over to square 9R. I lied.
No worries.
All right, he moves to square 9R. He is right behind the brazier, the fire pit on that side of the room that's heating that side of the room.
Oh, yes.
And he is going to use Fires of Damnation.
Oh, shit.
Yes, which you will remember. Okay, Lachlan, what is your reflex?
15.
He hit you. Kaylin, what is your reflex?
I think it's 17. Let me look.
Kaylin, he missed you with a natural 1.
Oh, sweet.
And
Praise Vihara.
all right, and he is unfortunately also within striking range of Sir Dauthier, whom he also hits.
In for a penny, in for a pound, I suppose.
Exactly. All right. Oh, bugger.
All right, I dropped my keyboard earlier, thanks to the cat.
Okay, you guys take 18 points of fire damage.
Oh.
All of us?
Both Lachlan, only Lachlan, and Sir Dauthier.
Okay.
No, you didn't get hit.
Because
Caitlin.
I'm like dead if...
Yes. Well, death does happen in D&D, not so far to us, but poor Sir Dauthier just takes it up the tail again. All right. So he grabs his holy symbol, and Kaylin, he is now close enough. You and Lachlan, you can see his holy symbol is that amulet with the black tower on it.
Ooh.
And he calls out and he says, "High One, burn these infidels with the fires of damnation." And his holy symbol erupts into hellfire. And you hear like screaming, like souls being tortured of the damned, kind of wailing. And it pours through the brazier. And you guys are taking ongoing fire damage 5 also, Lachlan. So you are a crispy critter. And Dauthier, ongoing fire 5.
I hope this priest kills Dauthier. That would be so fun.
Okay, and Gizik, it would be your turn, my friend.
All right. So my channel divinity power, it says dominated until the end of my next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Can I leave that early?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because that would be not really fair for that to take up 2 turns.
All right, so you have to appear within an adjacent square,
yes.
correct?
Yeah, so I want to appear F18, flanking with Endurial.
All right. Green smoke again?
Yeah, just green smoke comes out of Isabeau and then reforms into Gizik.
Okay.
And his hands turn into claws, and he's attacking with Hag's Hunger, attacking Joffrey.
Sir Joffrey? Okay, his AC is 19, my friend.
Okay. Well, that's an 18 and a 27, so one of them hits.
Okay. Anything you can do about that 18, Lachlan, from far away, or no?
Yeah. Well, how? Oh no, it's not that. I'm not close enough.
That's what I was afraid of. Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm going to make it a surprise strike as well.
Okay.
So it's 10 damage, and he is dazed.
Okay.
Well, we have combat advantage too, right? Did that get taken into account since we're flanking?
Oh, oh no, it didn't.
Are you flanking?
Yes.
Yeah, we're on either side of him.
Anduriel, what square are you on, my friend?
I am on D18, and Gizik is on F18, and then Joffrey is on
Okay.
E18.
Joffrey's in the middle of that glorious sandwich.
All right, so Jeffrey, you hit. So it's more than 10. Roll again.
I also forgot the vulnerability, so...
So 12 plus whatever you roll now.
Right. And I just rolled 7, so that's another 9. 12 plus 9. Plus, because both attacks hit, plus 3. So
All right,
24 damage total.
Alrighty. So what does that look like? You hit with both claws. What does it look like when you claw up Sir Joffrey?
Just kind of Gizik gets a little bit crazed and starts just ripping into him with his claws.
All right, so
grabbing
Gizik
chunks out of him.
Gizik pours out of her body, and she's like, okay.
She's feeling very violated right now.
Either that or really bad lamb stew. A bunch of green smoke coming out of you.
Terrible side effects. You come out and just start clawing on Sir Joffrey. I mean, this is kind of like out of people's worst nightmares, the kind of stuff that's going on in this inn. Nobody, it's pretty terrible. And Sir Joffrey screams, but they're also knights, and they're highly trained, and they're very skilled warriors, so they are going to rally. However, it's Kaylin's turn.
Yes, it is. Okay. First thing I'd like to do.
Oh, Kaylin, sorry. Before you take your turn, which will be our last turn of the night.
Oh,
Kaylin,
I have to do a save, don't I?
You do have to do a save, Kaylin, because you have what? No, you didn't get hit with ongoing fire.
No, that's true. I have 10 hit points.
Yeah, you do not have any ongoing effects on you, to my knowledge, unless I made a mistake.
Not to my knowledge.
Kaylin, I would like to remind you that you have a number of items that you could use with your psionic powers of telekinesis. You have Far Hand. You could throw up some of the embers of the, in the
already
fire
ahead of you.
You could also use that big one on your planter. I'm just reminding you, it occurs to Kaylin that there's stuff that she can work with.
The big one meaning the dimensional scramble?
No, I mean the planter that looks like it's hanging. The planter in square 17-0 that looks like it's like 200 pounds.
Oh, right.
It's hanging from the ceiling, right? It's got two cords, and it's this big old pewter planter filled with dirt. And,
I got it.
And it looks like about 200 pounds, and you can lift 400. So
who's like the most threatening person on the board near her right now? Because there's Throw,
the guy who lit everybody on fire,
and White Robe Man. Yeah, I was gonna go for White Robe Man.
Plus, you hate fire.
Having a little PTSD at the moment.
JT makes an extremely good point. Plus, you've already encountered a priest of the High One, and
she's not a fan.
I'd be willing to bet she's got an axe to grind. The last priest of the High One tied her to the stake
and tried to kill her. So what she's going to do then is try to far hand the planter that's hanging above her head straight onto the head of White Robe Man.
Okay, you can't far hand. Far hand's only 20 pounds.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, not far hand. Telekinetic lift, my bad.
Yes, and you can move it 3 squares over and drop it right on the priest.
Okay.
1, 2, yeah, that's 3 squares. You can move it over 3 squares.
All right, she's going to do that.
All right, so
Or try
what does it look like when she does this?
You just kind of like, she reaches up and she rips it out of the ceiling, and it's just like, she's not really in a good space because now there's fire and priests and she's panicking, and she's like, I'm not doing this again, and she flings it and just clunks it as hard as she can on his head.
Okay.
Bad enough.
So you move it over 3 squares and you let go, and I'm not going to make you roll an attack roll because you're dropping it in his square, and the planter takes up the entire square. So it's probably, I would imagine, kind of like a rage issue for her, like, not again! And
oh, yeah.
All right, so she
all grace has flown out the window.
All right, she squeaks and throws this planter, and the priest is like, ah! Boom!
It's very Acme, like, the piano falling, but it's a planter.
Kaylin,
you're Home Alone.
3 die 10 points of damage.
3 die 10? Okay, hold on.
Gemini.
I have to find my D10s. I always forget which one they are. I got them.
They are the beautiful ones that look like thus.
Okay. I will find them. Where are they? You and you.
Poor priest of the High One. You almost feel sorry for him.
Okay, so
Anybody?
16
16.
on the dice.
16, and you knock him prone.
Damn, I was hoping I'd kill him.
All right. You've also flattened him, and the planter is on top of him, and he's trapped.
Fabulous. That's what she wanted.
So, Kaylin, with your telekinesis, you launch it on him. It slams down onto him, and he's like, ah, slam. He is trapped under this enormous 200-pound planter, and he will have to make a strength check on his turn to be able
And
to
she's
get
just
out
like, I feel so much better now.
Okay. And everybody feels really sorry for the priest, right?
No.
Anybody? Hands? No?
Anybody? Anybody at all? Okay. All right. Alrighty. And that is where we are going to conclude for the night. We are 10 minutes over. We are going to launch into our Consider This moment. We are right at the top of initiative, which is where we always start when we are in the middle of combat, and we will pick it up next week. And so I have Consider This for this evening. For those of you who might be tuning in for the first time, we like to do an inspirational thought at the end of Holy Rollers, which could be an uplifting thought, could be a scripture, could be a quote from someone that we admire. So I have it tonight, and I've actually chosen a scripture. I chose Romans 8:28, which says, "And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose." And that can be a really difficult one to take. I actually had an experience this week that was pretty difficult, where I got to see this scriptural thought in action. So my daughter tried out for a musical. She tried out for Fiddler on the Roof in her junior high. And we are a very big performing arts family. Obviously, you hear me sing from time to time. I can't help it. It just kind of escapes. And my daughter is quite talented in that regard also. She's a bit of a star. And she didn't get in. And it was devastating for her. And it was really disappointing for me and my wife, because we wanted to share those experiences with her. We wanted to be able to connect with her. And we've been telling her her whole life, oh, it's going to be so fun when you get into junior high and high school and you get to be in musicals and do these fun things. And she cried all weekend long, and it was so sad. I mean, all she wanted to do for like Saturday and Friday was sit on the couch and snuggle dad or mom and try not to think about it and binge watch the She-Ra cartoon or whatever. But here's the cool thing that came out of this. So we went and we had a little lesson on Monday, which is our family home evening night. And we had a lesson on how to have a difficult conversation with someone. And we went over, what do you do? What are the steps that you do? We went over 5 different steps. So number 1 was like, first you have to, if you're going to have a difficult conversation with someone, you have to know exactly what you want to get out of it. And number 2, you have to know how you're going to say it. What things can you say to this person? What things can't you say? So we went through this whole rigmarole with her, laid it out. We rehearsed the conversation, and she went to talk to her choir teacher. And it was a wonderful, positive experience. He said that she was the only one who had come to talk to him. She said that the entire panel of people had noticed that she was really talented. And he said he was extremely impressed with her because she'd been so mature. And so even though we didn't get initially what we wanted, because she made good choices, she prayed, she had faith, all of these good things, it worked for her good. So that's my observation. That's my thought. I mean, we all take blows. We all take blows. Things hit us in life, and we have a choice about how we're going to react to them. But if we roll with the punches and we try to make good things come out of it, even bad things work together for our good. And so that is my thought for the evening. So anybody have anything they want to add to that?
Nothing to add to your thought, but I just want to say that I'm so proud of her for doing that, because I know as an adult how hard that can be for me. So for her to learn that skill at such a young age, I think is really wonderful. And not only learn it, but be able to put it in practice and have it have a positive outcome.
I had the opportunity to be pretty closely related to these guys, and she is an amazing performer. and she's an amazing young woman. And even though this hit her like a 200-pound planter falling from the sky, of course, she would do something and trust in her Heavenly Father and trust in her family and try to make a positive out of that negative. So you should be very proud.
Well, thank you. And she'll probably see this, and that will mean a lot to her coming from Uncle JT. So anyway, good things. The common phrase is lemon out of lemonade, but it worked for her good. So any other thoughts? Lemon out of lemonade. Yeah. Lemon into lemonade. Yeah.
It's all right. We can all translate. It's fine.
I'll leave it up. I think everybody gets it. Okay, cool. Well, great. Ryan, Jeff, anything you want to add to that?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, good. Then we are done for the evening. Thank you for those of you that tuned in. We loved seeing you in chat. I'm writing things, so I'm jealous as I look at the chat and I see a lot of you are writing and typing in chat. So thank you for Ouroboros for tuning in, and also for who else do we have up here?
Aaron's in there. Penny's in there.
Aaron, thanks.
Oliver stopped by early.
Yeah, John was in there, I think, earlier. So thanks to everybody for tuning in.
Yeah, you guys are so awesome. Everybody who's in that chat room, thank you so much. That's
yes, awesome. We are blessed with a lovely, fun chat.
Yeah, and we're having a lot of fun talking to you on the subreddit. If you haven't signed up for the subreddit, we love talking to you on the subreddit. People are asking us questions, and every artist loves to discuss their work. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to discuss our work with you. We love it.
Yes.
So,
and if you want to give the players ideas on, how to play their character, we'll take those into consideration too. Or, point out things that we missed, because that happens a lot.
Yeah, I miss things on a regular basis, so that's great. And you guys notice things sometimes that everyone lets slide. It's like DM revenge later on, so that's always fun. But until next week, we'll actually be off next week. That is good to know. We'll be off next week for Thanksgiving break, so we will see you the week after. And then in 3 episodes, our next 10th episode, we're gonna have a special guest star. Scarlet Moth should be joining us. So we are excited. She's going to pay a little visit to some friends. So
I'm looking forward to the chaos she stirs up.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So until then, we say there are more of us geeks than there are of them now. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.